Yebo sawubona umuntu kanjani? Lo thina khala ndabuka ngalo New South Africa lo muntu ifa, lo longo ifa, lo tsotsi khona yonke indawo. Nalo Mandela yena ufuna ubulala lo lunga. Lo mina phuma lo Zululand. Mina ngathi hlala lapha eduze ishawi. Mina ngathi sebenza ningi lapho Yulundi. Mina yazi lo Buthelezi ihlaga mphila. Kothi manje lo ANC bambile lo power. Nalo Nkatha Freedom Party yena ifa. Yani lo ANC ayizijabule lo skhathi la ibulalile wonke. Lo skhathi lo ANC yena yena qethe bulala lo South Africa lo jobs kuphela. Lo plaza uifa. Lo gudlo ayizikhona. Lo job ayizikhona. Na wonke izokhala. Lo muntu uzokhala nalo lungu uzokhala futhi. Hello, I'm speaking a bit of Zulu. I am an African, so I'm speaking to other African people. I understand what's being said in this video. Mandela is talking about killing the whites. That's why he was in jail. He orchestrated the mass murder of white families. And I don't think anyone understands the African people better than the white African people, like myself. I think it's a shame that the West pressurized South Africa to hand power over to a black African government, because as white African people we understood how to govern our own country. South Africa is failing. It's got the worst rape, murder, and robbery statistics in the world, and you know that it just pisses me off to see how the world is holding a terrorist on such high esteem. It's not right. You know, as white Africans, we don't praise what happened in America with the World Trade Center, and we don't praise what the IRA did in England by planting bombs. The ANC were supported by the West. They're a terrorist organization, and the West forced us to negotiate with them. I don't know why the Americans aren't negotiating with the Taliban. I don't know why they don't make bin Laden the next president of America, because there is no difference between Nelson Mandela, who planned the mass murder of white Africans, and I don't know why the British don't make one of the IRA heads you know, a president or prime minister of their country, or put them in parliament. Our politicians are murderers. I was in Durban a couple of years ago when the ANC were bombing. A friend of mine was in a nightclub. His girlfriend got killed. The same guy, McBride, his name's McBride, he planted a bomb, another bomb in a shopping center as well, and a couple of you know, women and children were killed. And he is now sitting in Parliament. He's chief of police for the Joburg area, and the world wonders why South Africa's crime rate is so high. How can you take a terrorist and make him a leader of a country? Of course the country's going to fail. And how can you make a terrorist like Nelson Mandela a hero? I think it's ridiculous, and I think the West is pretty screwed up, because they negotiated with a terrorist, and they negotiated with a terrorist organization. Now the white Africans are being murdered, and everyone says it's cool. but what people aren't aware of is that the white Africans settled in southern Africa where there were no black people. In the Witwatersrand, which is now the Transvaal, it was too cold for the Africans to survive in the old times, so they never settled in the Transvaal or in the Witwatersrand. In the Free State, the same story. The British settled in what is known as Port Natal, and the Dutch settled in what is known as Cape Town now. And in the Cape province, that time back, there were a couple of what they called, was more the Bushman type people. In Port Natal, there was no one. From Port Natal, which is now Natal, or KwaZulu Natal, up to Transvaal and the Orange Free State, there were no African people found. The white people built up a sustainable economy, and the blacks wanted to a better they wanted a better life, so they moved into the white African settlement areas, and they just, because of their the way they are, they believe that it's they're wealthy if they have a lot of children and if they have a lot of cattle. It's in their tradition. It's not for me to condemn that, but because they multiplied and kept multiplying, they eventually outnumbered the white Africans, and now the black Africans in South Africa are the majority. So this thing that we threw them off land and we took away what was theirs is not true. They moved in to where the white Africans settled. So the people that have the right to that land are the first settlers there, which are the white Africans. And because we never multiplied, we Westerners, we think like the West. We know that a lot of children creates poverty. We know that a lot of children, you can't educate your children properly because there are too many. And now we're paying the price. And the West are the ones that condemned us and threw us out. Anyway, that's the way it's going in South Africa. Us whites are being murdered like flies, and nobody gives a damn. Cheers.